Hello everyone, I'm Shannon Slatton and you've made it to the weekend. Here's a look at our weekend review from the second week of June. The George Floyd death and push for racial justice that followed continues to reverberate throughout our communities. There were marches in Plymouth, Maple Grove, and Brooklyn Park. Here's a look at the march in Maple Grove.
Be loud, who's ready for this?
More than 25 miles away from the site of George Floyd's fatal encounter with Minneapolis police.
This event is kind of just to bring everyone together and show that the black community has Maple Grove support.
Students showed up by the hundreds to Maple Grove's Rice Lake Elementary School.
We're in this together and we're gonna fight for equality.
This event was organized by Maple Grove Senior High's racial equity group called Real Talk. Its goal is to take a stand against racial injustice.
We've been setting up everything today.
Katya Cuthbert is a U of M student from Maple Grove who wanted to do her part to help.
So Maple Grove is actually 85% white. Being a white woman, I have a lot of white privilege. And even if it's something that you're not conscious of, it's our part to learn about it and learn how to help and learn how to stand up for my friends who are of color.
It's a message she hopes people in the city hear loud and clear. To get the word out, this youth-led march blocked traffic along busy streets, echoing a scene that's played out throughout Minneapolis and other major cities around the world over the past 2 weeks.
George Floyd!
George Floyd! I think oftentimes we say the children are the future, but they are the present. And they see what's happening right now. They have voices that we need to be listening to.
These voices are making the case that although Maple Grove is far from the epicenter of the civil unrest, residents here shouldn't sit silent.
Because silence is part of the problem. I want the white community to feel comfortable to speak up and not feel like what they're saying isn't authentic.
After making a 1.5 mile peaceful march through the streets of Maple Grove, it all ends here at the town green for an afternoon of art, poetry, and songs. Reporting in Maple Grove, Delaying Cleveland, CCX News.
This week was also a week for many businesses to open up their doors again. Restaurants, gyms, even movie theaters could reopen by midweek to limited capacity. Reporter Pafua Yang explains how downtown Osseo is getting back to business.
Last week, Governor Tim Walz announced phase 3 of reopening the state. So we hit the streets of downtown Osseo and caught up with some businesses.
Okay, $13.92.
It's the first day since COVID-19 that dine-in is an option at Olympia Cafe and Gyros.
So far we've only been open for a couple hours and I've had one regular come in, which was nice.
Eager to put the restaurant back together, staff say it's also been a challenge.
Right now we're trying to figure out if we have enough tables for everybody, especially on the weekends.
Just across the street at Osseo Savet Paint.
Business has definitely changed.
The owner says her shop has had a lot of traffic.
It's been busy because everyone's been trying to get their projects done while they've been stuck at home.
Just 2 weeks ago, nobody was allowed inside the store.
Now people are coming into the store. I'm just limiting how many people can come in at a time.
In walking distance.
The shake is as a meal replacement and we serve healthy teas.
Nourish Nutrition Club continues to provide healthy options.
As COVID has kind of gone on, we've been starting to pick up a little bit more each week.
The smoothie bar business plans to have a re-grand opening this Saturday.
So try to get people back in town through the doors and really get going again.
Much, that's $13.99.
Businesses agree it's been emotional watching the streets go quiet.
It was sad not having anybody in Osseo.
But they're hopeful with businesses back open. City life will be restored.
We miss them and I'm just hoping to see everything go back to normal.
In Osseo, Pafua Yang, CCX News.
And finally, a fishing story. The pandemic is pushing people outside. Parks are busy, lakes and rivers are too.
The global pandemic has sparked new hobbies among some Minnesotans, including fishing. Local bait shops tell us that they are seeing a huge influx of sales this year.
We're just doing a little catfishing.
Awake since 6 in the morning. Kuzeng Lee's ready for anything that bites.
I like the action of it, once you catch it, because you don't know what's in there. You could be catching any kind of fish, and it's just a surprise element for me.
In walking distance,
Nothing better to do.
you can see Henry Defoe trying out the sport.
Yeah, like once or twice as a kid, but never really got into it.
Now, fishing is Defoe's go-to hobby.
Tons of new faces.
Joel Betker knows that all too well.
We've seen a huge increase in our bait and terminal tackle traffic, right? So things like bobbers, sinkers, hooks, and bait.
Every day, Betker needs to restock the shelves at JR's Tackle and Bait Shop, saying a lot of new customers are in high demand.
The first day of shutdown, I was here by myself, and the phone rang for bait. Hey, can I come in and get some bait? You know, so I think everybody was ready to go.
The DNR says fishing licenses are up 48% statewide. Betker believes the pandemic renewed a sense of family connection.
I think being cooped up, right? And I think the scare, whatever, puts family back to perspective, right?
Family. That's what Lee portrayed here. Because there's nothing like having a rod in one hand while family awaits your next big catch.
Can't go anywhere else, so come enjoy the sun.
In Brooklyn Park, Pafu Yang, CCX News.
And that's a look at your weekend review from the second week of June. A reminder for you, of course, that you can always find news stories filed every day on our website, ccxmedia.org. Have a good weekend, everyone.